It's the book No One Wants to Read by Beth Bacon. Thanks everybody at Riverside Primary School for inviting me to answer your questions. Thanks Ms. Evans for sending me your students' questions. Ready? Here goes. Hello, bonjour. I am Beth Bacon, the author of the book No One Wants to Read, and I am making this video for the third years of Ms. Evans' class. Hi, I am talking to you from my garden. I live in Seattle, Washington, USA, and I have lots of gardens, lots of flowers in my garden, so I thought that would be a good place to show you. Let's see. These are sort of cool purpley ones. Can you see them back there? Okay, I will answer your questions. How old was I when I started writing books? I was a grown-up. I was probably like about 35 when I started writing books. How old are you? I think you guys might be around 7, 6? I forget. I think you're maybe 7 or 8. Anyways, do you have a favorite book? Yes. Well, I have a lot of favorite books, but one of my really favorites is a book called Unicorn Thinks He's Really Great by Bob Shea. It's super funny, super funny. If you haven't read it, you might want to check it out. What is my other question that you guys have? How did I come up with the idea for the book? Well, you know, a lot of my books were for kids who don't like to read. And then I was thinking, like, boy, that doesn't make the book feel very good, does it? I mean, how would you like to be one of those books that nobody likes, right? So, I don't know, I was thinking about it, and then I was like, well, what if you were a book that was trying to get kids to read you? What would you put in it? I don't know, maybe you would put in a lot of games and puzzles and fun stuff. Not like heavy reading, but like fun, good stuff. Because, you know, books are fun, right? I think that book sometimes goes a little overboard though, right? Okay, next question. What is my favorite book that I made? The favorite book I made is a book called Blank Space. If you guys don't have it, let me know and I'll send you a copy. It is about a kid whose favorite part of the book is the blank space on the pages. Yeah, so that's a super cool book, I think. And the type is what they call a, what is it called? It's called concrete poetry. Concrete poetry is when the words look like the things that they mean. If Beth wrote another book, would it be similar or would it be completely different? I like to write completely different books, but I also really like to write books about kids that don't like to read. I just wrote a new book. It's actually about the COVID-19 disease. This is my mask that I wear when I see other people, but there's no one around, so I don't need to wear it now. I will send you guys that book and then you can read it. It's called COVID-19 Helpers. So good to meet you. Bye. Hello to Year 4 students from Miss Evans' class. I am walking around my neighborhood, and in my neighborhood there are horses. Do you guys have horses in your neighborhood? I don't know. And you can see some of the trees in my neighborhood. I'm going to answer your questions as I walk, because why not, right? Okay, I'm reading a paper and walking. Maybe I should stop and read. What inspired you to write a book like that? Well, I was thinking a lot about kids that don't like to read. And I actually used to work in a library. And I remember the rule was all the students had to pick one book every week. And there were a whole bunch of kids that didn't like to read, and they went straight for the books that were full of games and puzzles and mazes and stuff. And so I thought that was a really good solution, right? If you don't like to read, grab a book with games in it. How did I come up with the book name? Well, I mean, that name is pretty plain, right? The book no one wants to read, and that's pretty much what it is. So that's how I came up with it. Do you guys ever make wishes? Look at all these dandelions. Let's make a wish. Should I tell you the wish? Maybe if I tell you it won't come true. All right, everybody close your eyes, make a wish, keep it a secret. Hey, year 5, Miss Evans students. I'm here in the woods near my house trying to answer your questions. You must be a really interesting class because you only asked 2 questions, but they were very, very thought-provoking. So I had to come out here into the woods to ponder them. I'm not in the woods anymore. I've left the woods because I've spent so much time thinking about your really good questions. I think I have an answer. Here's my advice to you. If there's something that you really want and grown-ups say no, keep on trying. There might be a good reason they say no, so you might have to try different ways. So if there's something you really want and really care about, try it in different ways, and eventually you'll get it. I'm sitting here on a swing, and I'm pondering your question. You like to read, but you don't like to write. What should you do? What don't you like about writing? Writing is nothing more than thinking, really. Do you like to think? If you like to think, you can write. So you might not write perfectly. You might spell stuff wrong. Spelling is nutty. That's okay. I would say, don't worry about the spelling. Don't worry about the sentences. Worry about the thoughts. Hey, it's Beth Bacon. You guys asked me some really good questions, and since you guys are the oldest, I'm going to show you something really cool. It's the city where I live. I live in Seattle, Washington. It's right across the water from here. Let's see if I can get a good shot of it. Well, there's the water behind me. See that? You see that city way back there? In Seattle, we have a building called the Space Needle. It's that one way over on the left, all alone. We call it the Space Needle. It's kind of like the Eiffel Tower, but only in Seattle. Okay, year 6, I'm going to answer your questions. What's the best part of my job? The best part of my job is this, talking to you, answering your questions. Even if it has to be virtual, that's okay. I love hearing what you think, and I love talking to you. What made me think of the idea for the book? I guess I was just thinking about how does a book feel when someone says, I don't like reading? Probably doesn't make the book feel very good, does it? Why do I call it the book no one wants to read? Well, in the beginning, no one wants to read it, right? That's the whole, purpose of him talking to you. And also, it's kind of funny, right? It's a book no one wants to read, but actually, it kind of makes you want to read it, don't you think? I mean, who doesn't want to read a book to find out why no one wants to read it? So I think I answered all of your questions. If I missed any, let me know and I will send you those other answers. And I guess to end, I thought I would show you some cute little baby deer that were born in my yard the day I was making this video. Aren't they cute? Okay, bye, Miss Evans class. Thanks.